Alright, good evening everyone. Welcome to Green White Checkered TV. Tonight we are here at Michigan. Got 100 laps for tonight's event here with the Indy cars. Again, this is going to be race number 9 of 12. Let's going to pull up our point standings entering the event. So right now the top two running away with it for the most part is that Eric Schaus, Jack Walls. So you see a 7-point gap between the two of them. Jack right now has that 7-point advantage over Eric. Charles Johnson still in the picture though, in third place, 32 out. Then rounding out the top 5, you've got Craig Forsyth and Jim Brooks. See, Charles T jumped a bunch of spots up now into the 6th position in the points after that win he got last week. And then rounding the top 10, you've got Roy Wheeler, James Ledford, David Leclerc, and Michael Spell. So yeah, just a few more minutes until drivers finish up their qualifying laps. Again, I really want to thank you all for joining us here this evening. Getting a few things sorted out here. But yeah, so really appreciate you all joining us this evening. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. I'm trying to keep track of what day it is. It's been kind of a whirlwind over these past few days. So so drivers finishing up their qualifying laps, and then we're going to see where everybody lines up, and we will get things underway in just a moment. Alright, I think all the drivers have finished up their laps here, so now just waiting for the field to start gridding here. Looks like we have just about 20 drivers going to be taking the field this evening. So we're going to see how they all lined up, and then we will get things underway. Alright, so here is the starting grid for tonight's race. Starting from the pole and also critically getting a bonus point, gonna be that number 72 of Eric Schaus. Starting in second, you've got David Leclerc. In third, Nick Fleury, Craig Forsyth in fourth. And again, last week's winner, Charles Teed, rounds out the top 5. 6th through 10th, you've got Christopher Kresge, David Patton, Charles Johnson. In the 9th and 10th, you got Nicholas Nook and Jason Bridges. See, 11th through 16th, you have John Brill, Gary Corley, Ryan Wachter, Michael Spell, Benjamin Combs, and Bud Steele. And then rounding out the grid for this evening, see our points leader, Jack Walls. He's going to have a lot of time and places to make up there. Starting 17th, and the remainder of the field, you see James Ledford, Chris Jabot, Dwight Plush, Jim Brooks, and Jared Kaczynski. Now we'll just wait for that pace car to get rolling, and we'll get things underway here this evening. So it looks like we have a couple drivers still waiting to take the grid. Okay, there's one of them. So Looks like Jared may have not made the grid. We'll wait and see, but if that's the case, we'll have 21 drivers here taking the green this evening. Otherwise, with Jared, if we do get him in there, that'll give us 22. And see Eric Schaus is rolling on out now, and we'll get things underway. So also some info on the track right now. Ambient temperature is 68 degrees, 99 degrees track temperature. So I'll have to keep that in mind. So I talked to a few of the drivers. Sounds like the fuel window might be around 25 laps or so, which is going to be right at that number that you're going to want to hit. Of course, you're going to try to pit if you can the least amount of time as possible. So up 25, 26 is definitely going to be the aim that where you want to aim for. So hopefully they're able to get to that number. Of course, they do have the 2 faster pairs should they need it, and of course up to 3 attempts of a green-white checkered finish. And also sounds like that inside line right up against that yellow line is a little bit loose for these drivers, so we'll have to see where they try to run on track, and definitely going to have to be a little bit careful here as things go. So Rachel, glad to see you on here. Todd, also great to see you on here. Unfortunately, I don't wish you were on track. I say hope you feel better soon. But yeah, I say definitely miss you on track. But I say glad to see you're here watching though. It's definitely appreciated for everybody here. As we are underway, you can see there Eric Schaus leading the way. Right behind him is Nick Fleury in that 025. And then up top is David Leclerc in that 50. Oh, you see a big wiggle actually. That 025 looks, yeah, he's had trouble there. He's going to save it though. Oh, no, he's not. Big contact there for the 025. I'm trying to see who he caught up with. It looks like just the two of them. Oh, looks like it was the 65 of Gary Corley. Just wrong place at the wrong time. Brutal hit for Gary. It looked like Nick had it saved, and unfortunately just snapped on him at the wrong time. So we're going to have a quick yellow here to kick things off. Let's go back and see exactly how that happened. And then, of course, we got to see what happened as well to that to the 65 as well here. So you see the 25. Oh, he's actually, I think, is right between the stripes there, the seams of the track. And so that's definitely a place you have to be careful about. And you see he gets, oh yeah, just nothing he can do. And that 65 goes for a wild ride. Looks like amazingly everybody else able to sneak around there. And it looks like both cars were able to limp it back. As I'm watching live right now, it looks like Gary Corley, he's made it into the pits here, so he's going to get that fast repair done on that car. And then that 025 of Nick Fleury's trying to make it in here. You can see he's also got some motor, even the motor's expired, so both these drivers are going to have to use their fast repair right off the bat. Unfortunately, here on lap number 1, there goes Gary, though, able to get that taken care of. And so that's what we talked about, the benefits of having these fast repairs is for situations like that. So yeah, so we got the 65 is back on track here. So that flagman's waving violently there. So I'm trying to keep an eye on 65, make sure everything's looking good in the car. I think he's just trying to get it, kind of just taking it easy, getting it all up to speed. And a few drivers here looks like they're just going to top off for fuel, which I say actually makes sense for those a little further back in the pack, like Chris Jabot, James Ledford, and Dwight Plush. They're all in the pits here. Yeah, looks like Gary's got that fast repair in good shape, so he's going to be back into it. And unfortunately, it looks like Nick went ahead and retired from the event this evening, so that's going to leave us 20 cars in the race. So unfortunately, I think possibly just upset with himself after all that happened there. And so not sure if he retired or not. That's I see that he's out of the race, unfortunately, though, with that 025 machine. So yeah, so with that, unfortunately, quick yellow here to start things off. So as they ride around under pace, plus side is with this track here at Michigan, so it's a bigger than 2 mile track, so they do run quick yellows. So what they'll do is they should get the one to go this time around, and we'll get racing again with 96 to go. So I'll step away for just a moment and rejoin the field here on the one, probably coming out of turn 2 or so on the one to go. Alright, so as you can see, lights are off in the pace car. And I say again, that updated rule with Area 51 Racing League, so leader does have control of the start now, of the restarts I should say now. So that 72 of Eric Schaus, he's going to be able to fire off whenever he's ready to go once the pace car enters or leaves the racing surface. So now it's going to be up to that 50 of David Leclerc to try to keep on that back bumper I always say that, the rear wing I should say, of that 72 car of Eric Schaus. Same thing for that third place of Craig Forsyth. So we'll see also, right now you see him up top against the wall. We'll see if he's going to drop it to the inside once he gets going here. So I'll say now waiting for that 72. He goes, and yeah, as soon as he gets on the gas there, he's going to jump to the bottom. He's going to try to break the draft immediately. Again, it's not going to be too much avail. The draft is super important here with these cars, so it won't take long until you see that 72 get right back to the that rear wing of that 72. But I'll say Eric Shine do what he can right here to give himself a little bit of the breathing room over that 50 of David Leclerc here as we go through the backstretch. Again, we're on lap number 5 right now of the scheduled 100 laps this evening. You can already see the pace picking up as they come through. There goes David. He's going to get to the back of the 72. He's going to jump top, see if he can make something happen up there. As you can see, as the field's all catching up, it was last time by, it looks like Christopher Kresge's fastest car on track with a 34.4. Oh, saw one get loose there down on the inside. I think that actually that was actually Nicholas Kresge. He's able to hang on to it. Looks like he'll stay in good shape. It looks like the wing, everything is good to go. Looks like just got a little bit loose there. So right now Eric Shaw still hanging on to the lead, but you can see right behind him though, it's a hornet's nest. You got the 50 of David Leclerc now looking again to the outside. Right behind though is that 131 of Craig Forsyth. Charles Teed as well is right there. See Charles Johnson in the mix here as well. So you got about eight cars here in this lead pack at the moment. David Patton, Christopher Kresge, Nicholas Snook are all in this mix as well. But I'll say not too far behind is John Brill as well in that number 90 machine. So I'll say give it a lap or two, we'll see him in there as well. But yeah, that last time around though, you see that 50 David Leclerc, he's going to grab the lead here. Looks like he will lead this lap. But I don't think we'll see that 72 stay in line for too long. And sure enough, he's up at top trying to see if he can battle back on the outside. Again, we talked about the potential. Oh, it looks like he's going to try to go the over-under aggressive move there coming out of turn number 2. It's going to get him to the inside of that number 50. And it looks like you can see Charles Johnson. He's brought himself up to this mix as well. So now move Charles up into that second position. Started in 8th, already running second here. So great start for that number 28. And now he's going to jump to the top side and see if he can look to see if he can get away around that 72 of Eric Schaus. So we'll see what the strategy is and how these drivers are going to want to try to kind of position their cars and how they're going to want to where they want to be, where's the right place at the right time. Tires, I think, will play a role in this. I think tires are going to wear, especially with the slightly warmer track temperatures right now at 100 degrees track temp. But right now, like I said, though, you can see all these drivers here kind of just trying to find the place where they want to be. But say obviously you want to protect the inside line through the turns, but at some point I feel like that inside line is going to be a little bit sketchy possibly. And you can see the momentum that Charles Johnson in that 28 is able to get out of the off of turn number 2, and is able to put his nose just ahead as they enter turn number 3 here. See battle right behind them now. Craig Forsyth, he's jumped into this mix. Charles Teed as well. So he's still got the 50 David Leclerc. I think maybe he just wanted to get that lap blood. Now it looks like he's just kind of cruising here at the moment. But so you can see again though, these cars, there's a lot of room that you can go and make moves happen. I say just that's one of these cars I think are probably about the perfectly suited for these two tracks like Michigan and Auto Club Speedway. Just with the long straights and how wide the track is too, you can just do so much here. It's a lot of fun to race here in space, especially when you have the drivers that you can feel more comfortable with when with that all going on. So I did notice that Ryan Wachter looks like he's fallen off the lead pack here. He's off on his own, unfortunately. Car looks to be in good shape. Trying to see if he had a little bit of wing damage. Don't see anything. I also noticed the 90 of John Brill had a big moment there. So he's trying to get into the pits and get a fast repair done. So whatever happened there did not bring out a yellow. We'll see if as I say that, Eric Schaus gets loose off. So you're trying to see what wall went on there. So what we're going to do is let's go back and see. So we'll look at what happened to the 72 Eric Schaus, and we'll also see what happened to John Brill as well. Since we are under yellow here, let's go take a look. Alright, so we see here, watching that 72 of Eric Schaus as he comes through turns 3 and 4. I want to make sure there wasn't any contact. I think there was contact, yeah, actually, between the 28 and the 72. That's actually how the 72 went around there. I didn't see that the first time, and you see Eric just doing all he can here to try to keep it under control. Like I say, you see he's got it spinning around, and you'll see the tires, he's got it locked down here as he's facing the right direction. It was Jim Brooks there that went down into the inside to try to avoid him as well. So you can see though Eric's able to keep it off the fence. I think just spun it around there. So we're watching now the 76 of Jim Brooks. He's heading dangerously towards the inside wall, but looks like he's able to hang on to it as well. So great hands by both those drivers there to not have not get any damage. I say they should be able to get away with that. So now I want to go back to the 90 of John Brill. I want to see what happened to him here. So you're watching the number 90 here as he is coming around turn number 3 and 4 as well. That's why I was kind of thinking it may have been a similar situation there. Yeah, it looks like he just got loose off of 4, and this is going to end poorly here. You can see him going, yeah, he's going to hit the barrels there at the end, entering the pits there. So heavy contact for John. But again, though, he's able to get into the pits there, and as I said, the timing of the yellow is good for him. So he's actually now just 1 lap down after all that's said and done. I say in pit stops, a little bit of a mixed bag actually. We have a few drivers here did not pit. Looks like the top 3 here did not pit. So you've got Charles Teed, Christopher Kresge, and Gary Corley. Those 3 drivers did not pit. They will be our top 3. And then a first driver there that made pit stops is going to be that 28 of Charles Johnson. Or actually, take that back, it's going to be Craig Forsyth in the 131 car. Yeah, apologies for the mic disappearing there for a moment. My four-legged assistant likes to try to jump on my desk and somehow presses magical buttons on my stuff to shut things down. So, yeah, should be back and running correctly now, but yeah, apologies for that. And we'll keep an eye on Eric Schaus. So he's going to restart in the 15th position here. So I say unfortunate there for Eric, but again, I mean, at a track like this, you can definitely make your way back forward here. So I'm not too worried about Eric, especially I feel like with him not getting any contact with the wall, also not having. So I think he wouldn't have to burn a fast repair for that. Same thing for that 76 that Jim Brooks just did some off-roading through the grass. I don't think there was probably a fast repair needed for him either. So that should save both these drivers here a fast repair for this evening. Glad to see you on here, Lynn. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Say right now Charles is running in the 5th position at the moment. But right now up front though is that 27 Charles Teed. We're going to restart here with 85 to go. Again, so it's going to put in the hands of that 27. You see Charles gets a pretty good start there. You see the two behind him, Christopher Kresge, Gary Corley, same thing. They're going to try to keep up with that number 27 machine. You can see they've got a pretty good gap over that 131 of Craig Forsyth. So again, though, with the draft of these cars, he'll be right back into the mix in no time. But say it's always nice to have a little bit of breathing room, even if it's just for about a lap or two with these cars here. So right on board here, that rear gearbox of Charles Teed, and there you go right away, though, that momentum. That 16 Christopher Kresge, he's going to jump to the top, try to see what he can make happen here. See if he can get the momentum around the top side. He's got pretty good momentum going. And saying Gary Corley, we saw him, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time with that first caution. But however, he's back into the mix here now in that 3rd spot. So again, we talked about the reasoning for these fast repairs. So let's say it's just one of those perks that so you have those things happen, but you have a chance to recover and be able to be back in the mix. Say one of those drivers that's really making a charge here is that 131 of Craig Forsyth. He's now up into 2nd. See Charles Johnson, he's trying to follow him through as well. He is in 4th right now. And so we mentioned that 72 of Eric Schaus right now. He is running in the, I think, still holding right around that 15th position. This might be some strategy too, maybe save a little bit of fuel here and take advantage of that later in the run. But as I say that, there he goes to the top. He's going to go around the 5. Now he's right on the back bumper of the 77, I believe that was. Actually, now he's to the top of the 77, working with Bud Steele, and of course his championship rival as well, that number 83 of Jack Walls. So that's going to be some competition for the two of them. Of course, that's kind of the race right now. So you see Eric running the inside line, but doesn't have the draft or the momentum, so he's going to hold steady right now in the 14th position as he enters turn number 1. Back up front, though, we've got a gaggle of cars here fighting for the lead. So you see the 16 Christopher Kresge on the inside, Charles Johnson to the outside, Craig Forsyth with that 28. Looks like Charles has his nose just ahead as he enters the turn. Say that shorter line is going to be helpful through the turns, but we'll see how the momentum looks, though, for these drivers. But right now, that 16 still able to hang on to it for the moment. And say it looks like Craig's thinking about the inside line now too. He's kind of, you see both these drivers kind of moving around, trying to figure out where they need to go. But yeah, I say again, Michigan Auto Club, I love these tracks with these cars. It's just so much fun. And it's just hard to, I say it's tricky to keep up with who's going to be where right now. And you also see, it looks like the top 15 here kind of split away. Something must have happened further in the back. Actually, as I say, that Christopher Kresge gets loose off of 4. He's going to do some lawn mowing here, but able to keep it straight, keep it on the keep it back on the track. So good hands by Christopher. Oh, he's still loose though. He's trying to keep it gathered together here. So I say he's going to lose this lead pack, unfortunately. However, so he's going to. I was about to mention that pack behind him. You've got Dwight Plush here. You can see a few of them here. You got Dwight Plush, David Patton, Ryan Wachter, and James Ledford. They're all right here together. I believe John Brill's in this pack as well, which I say John just needs to cruise here and try to be that first car lap down. But with that going on, though, that's given Charles Johnson now holding on to the lead just for the moment, though. He's got a big charge, though, from that 50 of David Leclerc as they come through 1 and 2, as we are on lap 22 of 100 with 79 to go. And I see a very colorful 72 car here already. I say, while we're just looking at that, somehow Eric Schaus is now, he was about 14, 15 to about a lap or two ago. He's now going to cycle through here in the 4th position. So we talked about Eric Schaus definitely be one to make some moves up. And there he is in that number 72 running the inside line here. So he's now to the inside of that 131 of Craig Forsyth. And he's going to be going for 3rd here as they go through the back. And then that's going to be the next two in his list is going to be that number 131, then the 50, and of course wants to try to get back into the lead. Looks like he's kind of stabilized a little bit for the moment. You see Gary Corley, he's trying to still hang out in this little party as well. So Gary's got a little bit older tires and a little bit less fuel than these guys. That's going to be the other thing is, of course, it's going to be that balance of tires versus fuel to see what they're able to do. I also just noticed actually that the 27 Charles Teed, our winner last week, he's down out in the pack here a little bit. So I wonder if he's just getting himself in a safe position because I think he's going to have to pit here in another lap or two. I heard the fuel window is roughly in that 25 lap window or so, which if that's the case, we'll have to see that 27, the 16, and the 65 in very shortly. I was saying every time I go and look at other drivers, Eric Schaus is making moves. So now he has gotten up to that 2nd position. So now you see him working to the outside of that 28 of Charles Johnson here through 3 and 4. We're going to be coming around here to 75 to go. We'll be at a quarter distance in the race. So watching to see if there's any pit stops. I just saw that 65. He kind of got that little bit of a wiggle there off of 4. Able to keep it under control though. You can see it looks like he's still trying to hang on to it. The car is a handful for Gary. I said that just might be the tires giving up here as the run progresses because again he's pretty much I think at the edge of his tire and fuel window here, as you can see that close there between the 72 and the 28. Not sure. It could be related to that contact earlier there between the two of them, but right now they still stay side by side here through the front stretch as they come across now 74 to go. David Leclerc still holding on to that 3rd position. Craig Forsyth in 4th. A couple drivers we haven't really mentioned yet that are right in this mix now as well is the 77 of Benjamin Combs and to his inside that 88 of Michael Spell. Right now they are battling for the 5th position between the two of them. Right now it looks like Michael's got the advantage for the time being. And I'm thinking the fuel window may be better than what I was being predicted because I still see Charles Teed and Gary Corley, Christopher Kresge still on track, and they've gone about 27, 28 laps now since their last pit stop. So they might actually have some better fuel mileage than I was informed of. So right now those drivers still probably just trying to stay out as long as they can until they have to make a pit stop. As I say up front though, still these leaders running 2x2 with the 72 and the 28. Right now, Charles just holding that bottom line for all he's worth, though. But you see Eric, though, he's going to make another charge here. He grabs that draft just a little bit, and then he's going to try to use that momentum on the top side, especially coming out of the turns. Especially if you can try to keep that inside car pinned down just a little bit. That'll hurt their momentum on the exit. And I think that's where you can really capitalize if you're that outside car. Yeah, you can see we're going to ride on board here for a few laps with that 72. So you can see, you can't see him, but say that just to the left is going to be that 28 of Charles Johnson as he enters turn number 1. So that they're side by side here on the entry. Waiting to see how the exit goes. Looks like Eric's actually been able to have a pretty good 1 and 2 because they're still holding side by side. And actually, Eric's got just a nose ahead here as they come into turn number 3. So at the line is going to be close at the line. Looks like Eric's going to get that lap led though. And so I need to see a new car joining the battle here. I think that is the 6 of Bud Steele. let's hop on board with Bud here. He's going to have a pretty good show of what's going on right in front of him. See, Charles is able to grab that lead back here. But again, Eric, though, he's going to grab the draft just a little bit and then jump right back out and try to get that momentum going again. Christopher Kresge in the 16 car, he did make a pit stop, so he is exiting the pits, or he's actually in his pit stall now. So this pit stop will put him a lap down. Looks like the 27, Charles Teed, Gary Corley, 65, they're both in the pits as we're 3 wide here for the lead. Bud Steele trying to use that draft to his advantage, going to run the top side through 1 and 2. So I just don't know if he's going to have enough momentum to make it happen, but I say definitely keeping everybody honest here up front. So you still see Bud's there running the top side through 3 and 4 this time around. So yeah, right now though, everybody's still holding pretty steady here. So I'm watching it's like 27, 65, they're exiting their pits now, so as well they're going to go a lap down. As again, we're 3 right here, entering turn number 1 between that 28, the 72, and the 6. It just doesn't look like, I think the tire wear isn't enough yet for Bud here to take advantage of it. But he's still getting pretty good exits though off the turns though, running that top line. So definitely keeping these drivers pretty honest, as actually this time around now, Eric Schaus is going to grab the lead here. So that's going to move Charles Johnson possibly back to 3rd or 4th as the momentum shifts. So now move that 72 back to lead, but now Bud Steele is going to have that middle line. We'll see what he's able to do with that 72 of Eric Schaus. So now our lead pack is still showing about 12 drivers here. So you can see that they're all pretty much right here. So I'll go through the list of who's still in this lead pack while they're going to be having pit stops here in just a little bit. But right now, obviously, Eric Schaus, Bud Steele. As you see, Bud Steele's gotten his up to the front now in that number 6 machine. Probably, I wonder if the tire savings might be playing a role in this one. Because now that 6 is up front, and Benjamin Combs in the 77, he's made his way up into that 2nd spot, or fighting for the 2nd spot with the 72. So I think there might always see a little bit of wiggle between the 2 of them there off of turn number 2. But yeah, move Benjamin Combs up into 2nd. As you see, everybody's trying to stagger to get that clean air on the nose. I think now they're fighting that dirty air here. So I think these tires are starting to show their age, and it's just getting that little bit more difficult for these drivers to hang on to these cars here. Yeah, I think you're exactly right, Todd. I think Eric probably used up his stuff a little bit, restarting in that 15th or so spot, working his way back up into the lead. So I think he's been abusing his stuff a little bit to get to that position. I'll say the nice part is, of course, if he can hang on to this position, he'll be in that spot, though, for the pit stop cycle. So I think that's going to be the goal right now for these leaders. But yeah, so right now up front, Bud Steele now leading the way over Benjamin Combs. Eric Schaus there in 3rd. In 4th, you've got David Leclerc, then Charles Johnson, Michael Spell in 6th, Craig Forsyth 7th, Jim Brooks 8th, Nicholas Nook in 9th. Jack Walls is going to round out our top 10. And then in 11th, you have Chris Jabot, and then Jason Bridges rounds out the drivers that are in this lead pack right here. A little further back, though, we've got David Patton, Dwight Plush, James Ledford, and Ryan Wachter are the remaining drivers on the lead lap. Charles Teed, Christopher Kresge, Gary Corley all pitted, but are right now showing a lap down until these pit stop cycles finish up here. Now you see that 77 Benjamin Combs. He's going for the top side here. He's going to try to take the lead here off of turn number 2. Again, Bud's going to have the inside line here entering turn 3. But actually, Bud's running more of the middle line here. I wonder if that might have been something Bud was doing there to try to keep his tires in good shape. As you can see, the 77 is trying to figure out where he wants to go. Does he want to go high? Does he want to go low? He's going to settle for that high side here. Gets a good run there off of 4. We'll see how he's able to handle turns 1 and 2 here. See two drivers in the pits, David Leclerc, Nicholas Nook. They're pitting here from the lead pack as well. That's about 26 laps on their tank of fuel. They might be splitting this one up just a little bit, so we'll see if that comes into play. If they can stretch it just a little bit, maybe they actually don't have to do a 2-stop or 2. Then, as I say that, here comes the driver. Oh, you see 77 gets loose, getting down to speed. He's going to hang on to it, though, so that's going to put that's going to put the 77 of Benjamin Combs, Chris Jabot, both pitting here. So now we're going to jump up front to our race leader. Now Bud Steele right behind him is Charles Johnson. Eric Schau still in third. Now it's going to move Michael Spell to fourth, Craig Forsyth to fifth. And we're mentioning Jack Walls in that 83 car, so they never count him out. Jack now up into that sixth position. Again, I think we're going to see some pit stops here very shortly. So we're trying to see if, yeah, it looks like we got a couple coming in now. Looks like Charles, oh, actually contact, but oh no, not again. Contact between Charles Johnson and Eric Schaus there on the pit entry. That's going to cost Eric a little bit of time. And he's going to definitely have to use a fast repair as well there. So I say we'll jump over that 72. You can see the damage to his car. So he's definitely going to have to use a fast repair on this one. It's also going to cost him a couple of seconds. But again, I think he can definitely find his way back up here. So we'll keep an eye on his pit stop as well. Now we're going to jump back to our race leader, Bud Steele. And looks like Bud is in. And you can see there are actually a couple drivers able to jump around him on the entry. Ooh, close call between Bud there and the 83 of Jack Walls. But you see Craig Forsyth actually able to get around there. However, Jim Brooks in the 76 car, he's going to go another lap. And this is going to be lap 29 for him. So this is going to be about 30 laps. And right now we are at 59 to go. So if he can get this kind of fuel mileage again, he could actually probably go... he could probably actually make this on one stop should he be able to save enough to go. Oh, as you see, he gets big loose on the entry, getting to slow down. Oh, he's going to spin around on the entry. He's going to try to get it looped back around. So pit stop's definitely going to be the one, the trouble spot here for some of these drivers. And see, he's able to get it pointed back in the right direction. So now I believe once everything's cycled through, I think this is going to be the battle right here for the lead. Is going to be Craig Forsyth and Jack Walls. And then right behind him with a big head of steam, here comes that number 50 of David Leclerc. We're going to go 3 wide entering turn number 3. Oh, and actually further back looks like we have a caution coming out in the middle of the pit stop cycle. And I believe that's going to be from the 6 of Bud Steele. I think he may have looped it around on the pit exit. That was a lot going on right there. Let's go back and see what happened here. Alright, watching the 6 of Bud Steele here coming out of the pits. Oh yeah, just gets loose there on the exit, and so you can see him loop it around, catches the pit exit cone as well. So that's going to be the cause of the caution. So it looks like, honestly, no worse for wear for Bud here. He's going to be okay. So just obviously the caution comes out. And actually probably a lot of drivers are going to be okay with this. That's going to help them out a lot, just to try to regroup and get everything back in order here. It looks like the leader coming through all this is going to be David Leclerc. What I'm curious to see now is anybody going to pit here and just get a splash of fuel, because I kind of feel like they can make it on one stop from here, just based on what I saw that 76 car able to do of Jim Brooks, which is unfortunately looks like I think he may have had an unsafe pit entry, so he's sitting in the pits here waiting to get that penalty served. So right now he's still sitting there. We'll see if anybody pits. Looks like, I say, some of those that pitted early are in, like Charles Teed and Christopher Kresge. Dwight Plesh is in. Gary Corley's in. But unfortunately, it looks like this might put that 76 of Jim Brooks here down a couple of laps. And I want to see if John Brill might be up. There goes John Brill. He's going to get his lap back. So that's going to put John back onto the lead lap, which will now give us 19 cars on the lead lap here. And yeah, so we're going to run under yellow for just a moment, so we're going to let things settle out for just a minute. I'm going to get my four-legged assistant off my desk, and we'll be right back in just a moment. Alright, so yeah, lights are off on the pace car here. We're going to restart with 55 to go. Again, I saw a few drivers there stretch their field pretty far. I'm a little surprised not that many topped off here. I thought more would. So right now, though, the drivers that did pit under that last yellow are going to be from 12th on back: Charles Teed, Christopher Kresge, Bud Steele, Gary Corley, Dwight Plesh, David Patton, and James Ledford. John Brill's in the pits as well in that 90, just getting his lap back. And it's unfortunate that 76 to Jim Brooks is trapped one lap down. However, he is the only car a lap down, so should we get another caution, as long as he's not involved, that'll get him back into contention here. So with all that being said, though, our new top 5 that we have here is David Leclerc in that 50. Behind him, points leader entering the race, Jack Walls in the 83. Then you got Craig Forsyth in 3rd in that 131 machine. In 4th is the 77 of Benjamin Combs. Then rounding out the top 5 is that number 5 machine of Chris Jabot. Alright, pace car is off. Now we're waiting for that 50 of David Leclerc to fire. And he is up and away. Pretty good start there for the 83 of Jack Wallace. Doesn't lose a ton of time to that number 50. But again, so we talked about the draft, how big it is. So say probably by the end of the backstretch, we'll see that 83 right back onto the tail of that number 50 here. As you see, Jack's also going to take the shorter route here through 1 and 2. That's going to bring him that much closer on the exit. So here comes Jack Walls with a big head of steam behind that 50 David Leclerc. He's going to duck to the inside here, see if he can get the lead through 3 and 4. So then I think this would be the first lap led for Jack Walls here if he can hang on to it, because here comes that 131 of Craig Forsyth. He gets a huge run off of 4. Oh, you can see Jack trying to squeeze him, and he's not going to get that lap led. David Leclerc is going to lead this lap, so didn't quite go to plan for Jack Walls there. So put that 131 David Leclerc now, or sorry, 131 Craig Forsyth, apologies, into the lead as they come through turn 2. Now Jack Walls again going to jump back to the bottom here. I think he wants to get this lap led. Again, I mean, every bonus point is going to be critical here. So Jack back to the inside through off of turn 2 down the backstretch, entering 3. So now I think we'll see, though, this time probably Jack's going to protect the inside line. I think this time, yeah, Jack's going to get this lap led here. So put a lap led for that number 83 of Jack Walls. I'll say now everybody around, though, you see a 77 Benjamin Combs. He's working the top side. Obviously a 50 David Leclerc still in this mix as well. Chris Jabot right there behind them in 4th or 5th, and then the 6th place Michael Spell is right in that mix as well. And they've actually been able to separate themselves from the pack a little bit. That second group now is, you see right here, Eric Schaus and Charles Johnson. So unfortunately they've had a couple of incidents between each other here so far in this race. Once in the pit entry, once off of turn number 4. So yeah, right now I say this is how it works. So they're going to still be running side by side here right now for the 7th position. So yeah, right now we're kind of broken up into 3 packs. Obviously I mentioned that first pack with the top 6 here. Second pack, you've got Charles Johnson, Eric Schaus, Jason Bridges, Christopher Kresge, Charles Teed, Ryan Wachter, Bud Steele, Gary Corley. And then we have another group just a little further back, which includes James Ledford, Dwight Plesh, James Ledford, David Patton, and John Brill. And so I believe the 76 of Jim Brooks is in that pack as well. And I just noticed the 78 of Nicholas Nook. He had to make a pit stop here under green, as you see him exiting the pits now in that number 78 car. May have possibly had a pit penalty there. So unfortunately showing 3 laps down. So whatever happened to him, there's definitely a big hit for that 78 car. You see he's just kind of cruising here on the inside under the yellow line, just trying to stay out of the way, I think, for the moment. We'll see if he's going to get going again or if he's going to have to hit the pits again. And it looks like he's got to make another pit stop. So yeah, it's just fortunately day going from bad to worse there for Nicholas Nook in that number 78 car. And we are halfway in the race, and you can see, though, that second pack, they have made it to the lead pack. So we've got a gaggle of cars again. You can see on the inside is still got the lead. There is the 83 of Jack Walls. Benjamin Combs there right behind, or right next to him, I should say, in second. But then from here, it's just kind of an all-out battle right now. You see the 72 of Eric Schaus has worked his way up to about the 6th position or so. So he's working the top line now. We'll see if maybe the top line's able to save tires a little bit more. But say right now, just it's all depending on where the momentum. Oh, as I think there was a little bit. Yeah, there was contact there. I saw Craig Forsyth. He went around. We are under yellow. Looks like he also made contact with the 27 of Charles Teed. So that's gonna. Oh yeah, Charles has some damage to that number 27 car. 131 also looked like he had some damage as well. Yeah, front and rear damage to his. So that's going to put us back under yellow, and I think that's going to be exactly though what Jim Brooks in that 76 was looking for, as that should get him back on the lead lap. But let's go and see what happened here. So we're watching that 131 of Craig Forsyth. Oh, it looks like he had to check up. It looks like from the car in front, and then just nowhere. Actually, what car was that one? Is that Jason Bridges, I believe? Yeah, it's Jason Bridges. Unfortunately, got into the back of that 131 Craig Forsyth. That's what kind of stacked Craig up. We'll go back and look at that a little closer, so you can get a better look here. You can see Craig checked up there for that car in front of him. But saying, unfortunately, just the way the accordion effect works, you'll see a little bit of contact from behind from that 34, and then unfortunately that gets Craig there. You can see he's starting to get a little bit out of control here. So trying to find a better angle of this. So you can see him in that blue and white car, and then just unfortunately comes right into the path of that 27. You see Charles tries to get down to the inside and avoid it. Unfortunately, there's nothing they can do. They make contact with each other, and that's what sends them around and brings out this caution. Again, though, it looks like both drivers are going to make it to the pits here, so that's going to get them, at least, again, hopefully be able to use the faster pairs for those. I see Craig is in. I think Charles may have already done so. Yeah, it looks like Charles Teeter already made his service before, so he's going to come around here. And yeah, sure enough, there goes the 76 to Jim Brooks. He's going to get his lap back. And looks like the 90 of John Burr looks like he's going to stay out. We'll have to see what happens here, because again, with the way the pit penalties are with this, if you didn't pit the first time, you're going to have to, if you try to pit the second time, you're not going to be able to without getting a pit penalty. So unfortunately, well, we'll see what happens. I've seen sometimes that 90 likes to get out of the way, but this could wind up biting him if he does pull that. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. However, it looks like the whole field here made pit stops. Everybody's looks like took 4 tires, fuel, possibly faster pairs should they have needed them. So while they're running here under yellow, we'll step away and rejoin here on the 1 to go. Alright, so lights are off on the pace car, and yeah, so John Brill's going to stay out here. He should be okay to make it to the next stop and be okay on fuel. Should we go green? So I'll say at this point I think everybody can make it on one more stop to the end. Because again, I feel like that fuel window is in that 25 range. Looks like it was actually a little bit more. So John Brill, though's got about 11 laps on his set of tires and fuel, but again, I think that'll be more than sufficient, especially with this time under yellow. And then of course, from second place, Jack Walls on back. Everybody there went ahead and took tires and fuel. So now, of course, strategy is going to be who's going to pit and win if we do get there under green to make these final pit stops. So with that, though, John Brill is going to be leading the race here on this restart. So once that pace car pulls off, he's going to have control to go whenever he wants to. We'll see if he goes to the or if he's going to go early or late, or possibly even wait till the green flag flies. Everybody's stacking up, getting ready to go. And there, John Brill, he's getting going here. However, Jack Walsh with a great restart. He's going to be right on the back of that 90 car entering turn number 1. and he's going to go right on by. Looks like John's just going to move on over, not really want to fight here at this point in the race. So move our points leader Jack Walls back up into the lead. Stay a little further back, you see these drivers starting to shuffle around a little bit. See David Leclerc right on the back bumper of Benjamin Combs there. Again, this is for third and fourth. Here comes that 88 of Michael Spell as well. Chris Jabot right behind them. You also see the 72 of Eric Schaus here as well, as all these drivers now kind of just trying to find where they need to be. And you see right now they're all right behind that number 90 of John Brill on the outside line. So we'll see how they go through. So John's now fighting back in the top around the outside of that number 83 of Jack Walls. So John moved over there early, but he's still got some really good pace in that number 90 machine. Here comes that 72 again of Eric Schaus. He's trying to work his way back to the front one more time. Oh, as you see one, I think that was the 34 there. He gets loose. It looks like at the moment he's got it saved. Just got to try to get things settled out, get it back on track, and not lose the back end of that car. And I think Jason's going to hang on to here. So great hands again by Jason Bridges. They're able to keep that car pointed in the right direction. Definitely a big moment for him there, but able to save it. So we jump back up front. We've got a three-wide battle for the lead here. We've got Jack Walls on the inside. In the middle, you've got Michael Spell, and to the outside, you've got Eric Schaus. And you see there, they are running side by side here. Three wide behind them for second as well. That 131, the 90, and so he disappeared there for a second. There he is. That's the 77, Benjamin Combs. But right now, again, I think that inside line is just going to be that little bit better, especially right now with these drivers all having fresher tires and fuel. And these guys are jockeying around for position there. I think that was the 28 we may have saw have a little bit of a bobble there coming out of turn 2. He's able to hang on to it. However, that battle up front still going between the 83 and the 88 now. You see there the 131 Craig Forsyth. He's jumped into the mix as well here. But again, here comes that 72 of Eric Schaus. He's going to again jump to the top. They go three wide again, entering turn number 1. We'll see how they're able to get things through this time. Looks like Eric again not able to get what he needs to do here, but he's going to get the over-under. Actually, is he going to go through? Oh, he's going to go from the top to the bottom. Got the elevator move there from Eric Schaus, able to get to the white line and get underneath the 83 of Jack Walls. That was a big move there from that 72. He's going to grab the lead here and put that 72 back out in front. And again, I think we're going to see him in the kind of holding the inside. I saw the 16 there, Christopher Kresge. Also got loose off for it. He's able to keep it on track here. Had to go through the grass a little bit. But man, yeah, these drivers are having a little bit of a handful right now. I'm not sure if the track temperature's changed or just aggression picking up, but looks like these guys are definitely battling hard right now. You see here, these cars are everywhere right now. Eric Schaus still holding the lead, but again, you see he's got Jack Walls right behind him. Craig Forsyth there as well. The 88 of Michael Spell, 20 of Charles Johnson's closing the gap as well. So right now, say pretty much put all these drivers under a blanket. I think some of these guys a little further back are just kind of like, yeah, we're just going to cruise here a little bit. It's getting a little dicey up front for me. So again, like I said, if we do get the opportunity for a green flag pit stop, that's going to change everything as well. Oh, close contact between the 72 and 88, or the 83, and unfortunately that got the 83. Not sure if it was a net code or if they actually made contact there, but you can see the 83 Jack Wall still flipping over. Oh, and he's not going to get on his wheels. That's going to hurt him a lot, so he's going to have to take a tow right away. Let's go and see what happened here to bring out this caution. So it was contact between the 72 and the 83, but just couldn't tell if it was an unfortunate net code or if it was just some close-quartered racing between the two of them. So watch here as they come through. Let's go blimp here. Get a better. I still don't get it. Let's go to our chopper cam. There we go. You can see the two of them here on the entry. No, there's definitely contact between the two of them there. And unfortunately, say for Jack Walls, that's going to send him up and around. So you see the heavy contact with the outside wall. And so unfortunately, it's just going to start bouncing the car a little bit. And then he's going to go up and over. Bud Steele actually Bud may have made a little bit of contact there as well. So we'll have to see if that 6 has any damage here. So I'll keep it on the leader, see if they make some pit stops. So that was unfortunate, though, what happened to the 83 of Jack Walls. And so he just unfortunately went for a very wild ride there. Looks like leaders are, for the most part, staying out. I say you see Jack here just waiting for that tow, unfortunately. So our race leader Eric Schaus is staying out though, and then we've got a few others behind him that are staying out. Looks like the first taker to pit is going to be Charles Johnson, Benjamin Combs, Bud Steele, and so it's going to be kind of a mixed bag here. Looks like about the top 10 are staying out, or actually looks like top 8 maybe staying out, and then yeah, it looks like 9th on back. Go ahead and make some pit stops here. It looks like Charles Johnson is going to be the first one out of the pits. But again, all these drivers can still make it to the end. Now it's just going to be the tires versus fuel strategy course. If we do get that green flag pit stop to the end, nobody can make it to the end here on fuel at this point in the race. So that's where things stand at the moment. So with that, again, we'll step away for just a moment and we'll rejoin the field here on the 1 to go. Right now we are on lap 64 of 100 with 37 to go. Alright, lights are off on the pace car, so it's going to put it back into the hands of the 72 here of Eric Schaus. We're going to restart with 35 to go. Again, it's going to be about, I would say, I was going to say 10 laps short on fuel, but I've seen a few of these drivers go a lot further than that, so I'm wondering if it could be even less than that, which again could come into the strategy for some of those that pitted there or topped off at the end. Maybe just do a splash and go at the end to save some time. 4 tire stops usually around 7-8 seconds, somewhere in that range. So if you can gain, let's say maybe do a 3-second pit stop or something like that for fuel only, that could go a long way. So we'll see right now though. Again, Eric Schaus leading Craig Forsyth, Michael Spell, David Leclerc, and Chris Jabot are our top 5. Now wait for that 72 to fire off here, and he is up and away. Again, you can see he's going to try to break that draft right away. Let's say as much gap as he can get, the better for him. As we have 35 to go here, and you see he's got a pretty good job of building that gap over that 131 of Craig Forsyth. Again, Eric is battling that number 83 of Jack Walls for the championship right now this season. Those two are the top 2 in the points. So unfortunately had the contact between the two there to bring out that last yellow, with Jack coming out worse for wear there, unfortunately for him. Right now trapped a lap down because of needing that tow. However, here comes the 131 Craig Forsyth. He wants to still have a hunt here and see what he can do to try to be in the battle for this championship. He's going to go to the top side of the 72, gets the lap lead, but he isn't going to be able to complete the pass. But you can see again, here come the rest of the field here, all barreling right back into it. You see the 72 there on the inside, 131 to the outside, and then you got Michael Spell right behind them, as well as David Leclerc. And here comes Chris Jabot and Jim Brooks right there in the mix as well here. So again, still plenty of time to go. A lot of things can happen here. We'll have to see what the strategies of some of these drivers. Oh, actually, the 83 of Jack Walls is in the pits here. That's not what you wanted to see there for him. So I'm not sure if this is a strategy car or if there's something going on with that car. But yeah, so he is back in the pits. Not sure what went on there. Possibly a pit road penalty or something. I'm not sure. That's going to actually put Jack now 2 laps down.
which again, that's going to, right now he's the only car a lap down, but that's going to put him in a difficult position, which actually, now that I say that though, we are back under yellow. Looks like something happened to Charles T. Alex. He's got some damage to the back of that car, so this should be able to give Jack one of those 2 laps back now. Unfortunately, though, with that pit stop, he would have been back in the lead lap if not for that. Looks like it may have been a 2-part incident here. You see the 27 get going. Looks like they stacked up behind. Oh, and heavy contact between the 83 and the 27. That's why Jack had to make that pit stop. He had severe damage to that car, so he had to limp that thing around to make a pit stop in the first place. And then you could see the damage to the back of Charles T there, with the end cover completely gone. Spoiler damaged as well. So now we're going to jump forward a little bit here and then see what happened. Bring out the caution. So you're watching that number 27 as it goes through. Oh, you can see that car's just bobbling everywhere. He just can't hang on to it. And then the difference between the banking and the apron, that loops it around there. So that's what brought out the caution there. Just Charles T with all that damage, just nothing he can do. So he's going to go ahead and pit here. Hopefully he still has a fast repair remaining. Pit stops are underway. And actually, before that caution came out, looks like Michael Spell is able to grab the lead. So move the 88 now up as our race leader, and then also some pit strategy. That 131 of Craig Forsyth, he's going to be the first to hit the pits here. But it looks like Charles Johnson, I believe, may have done, fuel only for Charles Johnson here. So he's going to gain that position over Craig Forsyth. And I'll say we're going to restart here with just under 30 to go. So now again, that question, can they make it to the end on fuel? If you count yellows, I think it's definitely possible. So that might be the strategy for this 28, the 131. Other drivers that pitted also there are Gary Corley, David Patton, Jason Bridges, and Charles Teed, as we mentioned earlier. Let's take a look at Charles. Yeah, the car's all better there for him. And the 83 of Jack Walls is back around there. He now is just, again, 1 lap down. Again, though, unfortunately getting caught up in that incident there with on that restart. That's kind of that stack up there. So now our race leader is that 88 here of Michael Spell. So again, while we're under yellow, we'll step away for a moment, and then we'll rejoin the field here in just a moment. Alright, so lights are off in the pace car. Right now, again, 88 Michael Spell is showing as our race leader here. And yeah, so definitely the 131 of Craig Forsyth, 28 of Charles Johnson. They're going for the fuel mileage here. They all topped off on those two topped off on the 1 to go. 83 of Jack Walls, he topped off as well, which again, if you're in that position, you might as well try to capitalize on everything you can here. So we're going to restart with 29 to go. So far, the top 6 have yet to pit on those last 2 pit cautions. So they've got about 18 laps since their last pit stop, which again, definitely going to be short on fuel for them. And then Bud Steele, Benjamin Combs, Christopher Kresge, Dwight Plesh, they all pitted there on the previous yellows. So they've got about 8 or so laps on their tires and fuel. So we're going to see what Michael Spell is able to do here, though. You see him getting ready. There goes Michael in the 88. Pretty good reaction there for the 72 and the 50. So I don't think he's going to get away. Again, they're never going to get away. You're just giving yourself that little bit of breathing room. And of course, if you can have the second place car catch you at the right time, As you can see there, that 72 here is going to catch him there through 1 and 2. And just about clear. Oh, actually, Michael gets loose, it looks like, off of turn 2. So he's going to lose a little bit of momentum there, and looks like he'll cycle back in. Trying to see where he's going to wind up, about 6th at the moment, but definitely costly there for Michael in the 88 car. Up front now is Eric Schaus on the inside, David Leclerc to the outside, Chris Jabot now up into that 3rd position. So as they come through here through turns 1 and 2, we have 28 to go. So you see the top 3 here all bundled right together. 76 is Jim Brooks right behind them. And then here comes Bud Steele and James Ledford as well right now. This is the top 6 all bundled right here. And I think I saw Bud Steele. Yeah, there's Bud Steele there in the top. He's moved now all the way up now into 4th place. Again, just using that momentum right now in the draft on that top side. So again, you see Eric's pretty much just, I think, going to protect that bottom line. You see Chris Jabot right in the middle, trying to see if he can get the momentum around. However, he's got to be careful because here comes Bud Steele on the outside. We've seen Bud really try to make the outside work. Oh, Chris jumps to the inside. Looks like he's going to get the momentum here. He's going to try to go for the lead here, entering turn number 3. See that, move that number 5 car to the point here as they come around. We're going to have 26 to go. So move Chris Jabot up to the lead. Eric Schaus in 2nd. And you see James Ledford. He's going to grab the draft there behind in 3rd. Then again, I say, didn't expect to see Eric there wait too much time. He's going to jump back to the top here once he got the momentum. So we'll see if he's able to do that crossover move as well. Not quite able to do it. I think James Ledford was kind of blocking the path there. So they're going to come through turns, or come out of turn 2 down the backstretch here. Again, these guys all over each other here. So again, this aggression is going to still keep picking up here. As here comes the over-under. Eric Schaus going to jump to the inside again of Chris Jabot. At the line, looks like Eric's going to get the lead back. Chris now in 2nd, and he's going to have to try to fight off James Ledford on the inside. And he's got the 6 of Bud Steele right behind him in 4th. So looking at some of the drivers that pitted there, Charles Johnson and Craig Forsyth right now showing pretty much, oh actually no, they had some issues on this the restart. I think another stack up there, so they're way off the pack here. Charles is in 5th, about 5 seconds out of the lead, and then Craig is in 17th, 8 seconds off the lead. So unfortunately that topping off did not work for them, and so we'll have to wait and see how that's going to shake out with that strategy, because again, I mean, they might still be able to keep saving fuel where they're at, but they'd rather be in this big draft here where they could save a lot more fuel here. Oh, we got contact. I saw this, the 5 car was going around. He's able to save it, but I saw someone else involved as well. So it looks like the 50 David Leclerc was involved. Who else was in there? I see the 65 is slow. I think I saw the 76. Yeah, he's got damage. Well, I was going to put us under caution and say this will be in the pit window, so I think we're going to see pretty much everybody pit. We might see Charles Johnson and Craig Forsyth stay out to get that track position back. But let's see what happened to bring out this caution. Alright, so 76 here. He gets loose off of 2. He's able to save it, gets back up on track. No harm, no foul there. So I think some stuff went on further up, though. You see, here's this 5 of Chris Jabot. We'll see if it happened with him or further up, as I couldn't quite tell where it all began. Oh, I see a car in the grass here. That's going to not be... Oh, that's Eric Schaus in the 72. Let's go back, see what happened to Eric. So watching that 72 car, he is on the inside. Oh, it was like contact between the 6 and the 72 there, and that's what sent Eric there down into the grass. I thought I saw the car, that paint scheme there involved. So that's actually where it kind of all kicked off. The 6 and the 72 made contact with each other. And then say the 72 trying to hang on to it there. Just, I say, a really good job hanging on to it. Say, unfortunately, that's where the contact between the 72 and the 5. Say, he's just trying to collect the car. Unfortunately, Chris, nowhere for him to go. And then I think from behind, there's the same thing. It's just going to be kind of an accordion effect behind him. So you see Chris doing everything he can to save it here. And actually, it looks like Chris actually was able to save it. So great hands on that number 5 machine. But behind them, I say there was contact. Yeah, you see the 50 and the 88 made contact. The 76 had contact a little further back, probably checking up for the incident. Let's go back and see. Oh, yeah, you see the 65. Yeah, they're just trying to all find a safe place to go, and that's where this contact happens between the two of them. And then you'll see this is where the 88 and the 50 got together again. Just everybody's... Again, I'm running super slow-mo. These guys are probably going about 210, 220 when this is all going on. So it looks worse than it is here for sure. So apologies for that. But yeah, so you can see also it looks like one spinning a little further in the back as well. Oh, man, some big hits there. So yeah, so that's what brought us under this last yellow. So now we got to figure out who is where and what their pit strategies are. See Jack Walls. I think Jack's actually waiting for the 88 of Michael Spell to come around. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. He didn't want to get caught with the pit penalty. So the 83 is waiting for him. Now he's going to get that pit service done to his car. Looks like David is unfortunately having to wait for probably a tow for that number 50. And then our top 3 here all stayed out, so that's going to be Jason Bridges, Ryan Wachter, Charles Teed. They all have about 11 laps since they've last pitted. I think they could possibly make it here. Again, if they're saving fuel and everything like that under the cautions, I think it's definitely feasible for them. Definitely mentioned, obviously, Jack Walls back on the lead lap. That's huge for him. Again, our championship leader entering the race with this will be the first of the 4 races remaining here. So between that 83 and the 72, they both want to obviously get the best results they can get. And I was saying both these drivers, I mean, they've had their hands full tonight. I say they have not had an easy going tonight. So yeah, so right now Eric Schaus, Jack Walsh back on the lead lap. So we'll see how everything cycles out between them. And then it looks like David's still waiting for that tow, possibly. As I still see him sitting in the pits there, unfortunately for David. Yeah, I mentioned before that this poor guy, he's had so much bad luck lately. It'd be nice for him to have some good luck turn around at some point in his season here. Alright, so with that, we got the 1 to go. We're going to restart with 20 to go. Again, I mentioned that fuel number, so we're going to restart with 19 to go here. The top 3 pitted 12 laps ago, so that would put them at 32 laps under green. However, again, we've had some caution laps, so they've been able to save under yellow. The question, of course, is going to be, is that enough to get them to the end or not? And if it is, I mean, it's a pretty good strategy. We'll have to see if it pans out for them or not. I honestly expected to see Charles Johnson and Craig Forsyth. I thought they would stay out there with that pit strategy that they did. They went ahead and made some pit stops there. Looks like Charles did fuel only, while Craig went ahead and did tires and fuel on that machine. So that being said, though, we're going to line up here behind the 34 of Jason Bridges, Ryan Wachter, Charles Teed. Those are our top 3. Once that pace car pulls off, it's up to the 34 to go whenever he is ready. So the field's in his hands now as the pace car is in. And it looks like he is up and away. So we are back under green, 19 to go here at Michigan. Jason Bridges, our race leader. Ryan Wachter in second. In that third position, though, as you see 3 wide there further back there. I believe that was Craig Forsyth in that mix as well. Yeah, you can see these drivers going for everything they can here on this restart. Because it's tough to pass. And so, yeah, you want to try to get all the positions you can. So we'll see how things go as they progress through the field. But right now, Jason Bridges doing a nice job here, actually able to hold onto this gap pretty well. That's they weren't able to close up on him nearly as quickly as we've seen in the previous restarts. So now up into second, though, is going to be Charles Teed, Ryan Wachter in third. And then let's see, waiting for that fourth place car to cycle through. Looks like it's going to be Christopher Kresge in the 16. But here comes Eric Schaus on the inside in that number 72. Eric's working here to try to get that fourth position right now, showing in fifth. And right behind him is that 6 of Bud Steele. Brendan, hope you're doing well. Say, yeah, sorry I don't see you on track here, but yeah, say they're doing everything they can, but they are close quartered racing between the three of them. Oh, close call there between Eric Schaus, Jason Bridges. Somehow they stay in the right, stay pointed forward there, but that was a moment between those two. But yeah, business definitely picking up. So Charles Teed, last week's winner, now is showing as our race leader here. Right to his outside again is that 34 Jason Bridges, Ryan Wachter on the inside, on the middle. But here comes Eric Schaus through the middle. He's going to grab those spots. He's going to go to the top here and try to see if he can get the lead here out of turn number 3 and 4. You see Bud Steele, he doesn't want to waste any time. He wants to follow him through as well. So at the line, give it to Eric Schaus there. But again, Charles is going to have the preferred line here in 1 and 2. So we'll see what the momentum's able to do as they come on the exit. You can see that's been the big move here. It's been that over-under move between coming out of 2 and then cut it to the bottom and get underneath that leader. And so Eric Schaus able to complete the pass, move Eric now back up into the front. We're going to come around here to 15 to go. Right behind him, though, you still got Charles Teed, not going to give up. Christopher Kresge in the mix as well. And you've got Ryan Wachter, Gary Corley in the top 5. And again, business definitely going to be picking up here as the laps tick down. So I think we're going to see that 72 of Eric Schaus. He's going to be protecting that bottom for all he's worth here. Because again, you're not supposed to go below the white line, yellow line here to make passes. It's one of the rules here, Area 51. So you see them straddling that white line, yellow line as close as possible. Oh, close call between. I think that was Bud Steele there, and I couldn't tell who the black car was there up top. Oh, as you can see, who's that? Oh, it's Chris Chabot. They got forced down to the apron. He's going to try to kind of get resettled back on track. You see he's kind of backed out of it, make sure he didn't get any spots, so he's back in the mix here as well. As we got 3 wide there right behind them for that third position. I believe that's Christopher Kresge, Charles Johnson, Gary Corley. And they'll still 2x2 here up front with that 27 and the 72. See the 16 to the inside as well. We'll jump on the gearbox here of that 72. Oh, actually, I'm going to wait a second because we are moving around big time here. See Charles Johnson trying to get to the outside of Charles Teed, but it looks like he's going to have to fall in line for the moment. You see Gary Corley there sitting in the 5th position right now in a pretty good spot. I'd say that's probably one of the more calm places you could be at the moment. Oh, but a big over-under there by the 27 Charles Teed. He did the same move to the 72 that the 72 had done to him a few laps prior. So move Charles Teed now back up into lead. A nice crossover for him. You see Eric try to do the same thing through the travel, but through the front stretch, but then Charles was able to protect it there. As we're going to cross here with 12 to go, as we're going to look at 3 wide, possibly entering turn number 1 and 2. But it looks like they're able to keep it settled. So now, yeah, and you can see Charles, he's protecting that bottom very well right now. He knows that's where he's going to need to be to make this happen tonight. Oh, close call there between Craig Forsyth and the 131. So it looks like they were 4 wide there for a second through turn 2. Oh, we got contact. Oh, we got trouble in the back here. We got a big one. Oh, the 16 went around. He got some pretty heavy air there for Christopher Kresge. See Bud Steele there. Oh, Chris Chabot also involved. Looks like so far everybody's able to land on their wheels. I think that was the 77 I see there. No, that's not Benjamin Combs. Who is that? Oh, it's 44 of Dwight Plush. He is involved as well. So we are back under caution here. That was a big incident there. Let's go ahead and see how this all unfolded. The aggression was definitely ramping up. We were seeing some 3 and 4 wide racing going on up front. I feel like it was probably just a kind of a matter of time, unfortunately, until that all unfolded here. So let's try to see where we can find where this all started at. All right, so you can see that close right there between Gary Cordley in the 65 and Craig Forsyth in the 131. And then coming, so you see they're just about 4 wide with the 16, the 16 to 65, the 6, and the 131. I'll say, but I think this is kind of where everything check. You can see right there they were 3 to 4 wide there in 3 and 4, which is say it's got the width to do it. But again, when everybody's starting to get pretty twitchy there at the end, it's just kind of how things unfold, unfortunately. Oh, and yeah, so you see the 16 makes a little bit of contact with the 65, contact with the 6, and then from there, and then again, a little bit of contact between them. And saying from there, that's kind of where everybody's going to get stacked up here. We'll jump out to the blimp view, get a better look to see just how many cars were caught. And you see, oh, yeah, there's Chris Chabot there. I say that's where he got caught up in that one. See the 34, I believe that was of Jason Bridges. Oh, Chris went for a wild ride in that number 5 machine. I say it's hard to keep up with everybody because I say there's a few drivers there that were going up and over. See another one there. I couldn't tell what number that was here. That may have been, is that Gary Corley in the 65? That's one of, oh my goodness. See, this is 16's up and over. The 65 is going up and over. Here goes the 5 with that contact. He's going up and over. So a lot of airtime for these drivers here tonight at Michigan. Some pretty serious air for that. You can see the 65 and then the 5 here, but I say good thing it wasn't closer to the flag stand. Otherwise, the flagman would have been in probably a little bit of trouble. And see, there's James Ledford just sneaking on through here. And yeah, no surprise. Looks like the 5 and the 65 had to take toes there. So we're running super slow-mo there. We'll speed things up just a little bit. But wow, yeah, that was big there. So with that, say we are back on the 1 to go. So you got to obviously jump back up front. Looks like from Bud Steele and 10th on back, drivers did make pit stops. So Bud Steele, Jason Bridges, David Patton, James Ledford, Christopher Kresge, and Dwight Plush all made pit stops there. David Leclerc, Michael Speller, both 1 lap down. And unfortunately, Chris Chabot, Gary Corley, both sitting in the pit still. I believe they probably had to take toes there, so they're still having to wait to try to get back out on track. However, our front drivers here are going to be Charles Teed, Eric Schaus, Charles Johnson, Craig Forsyth, and Benjamin Combs will be the top 5. And yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, right now Jack Wells showing in the 6th position. However, though, restarting at 8 to go, say there's going to be so much that can change here. As you've seen just lap by lap, it's all changing so drastically with who can make the right move at the right time. So now it's going to be all about Charles Teed getting the best restart he can. And you can see everybody stacking up, trying to get things going here. Say possibly a little bit of contact further back. But we are back underway. So that's the risk of these drivers. They want to try to anticipate that start as best they can, but it's a risk versus reward when they do it. So we have 8 to go. You see Eric Schaus, he's got a good run here going through turn number 2. He's going to grab the draft as much as he can here. I think, yeah, we'll see him jump to the top. We'll see if he's got enough momentum here to clear that 27 entering turn number 3. Not quite enough. So Charles Teed's going to hold strong on the inside line here. I say while they run so close. Oh my goodness, I don't know how they didn't wreck there. That 27-72 were inches apart, if not actually connected to each other there. But you can see how much momentum they lost with that. There comes Charles Johnson to the top. Craig Forsyth to the bottom. That's going to move Charles Teed now back to 4th. Oh, but up front though, I'm almost out of breath already. Here comes that 131 to the outside. Charles Johnson actually all the way to the top. 131 in the middle here. We're going to go 3 wide for 2nd. Actually, now Charles Johnson able to clear the both of them. And I'm wondering, I feel like that might be a little bit of damage possibly for that 72 car. It does not look like he's got the full pace that he had before. That or just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm not sure. So we'll keep an eye on that. So right now, Eric Schaus now back into the 4th position. However, up front, though, Charles Johnson in that 28 car. Now he's got to hold off some Chargers behind him. You see at 27, Charles Teed. He's going to try to make the middle work here. And you got the Craig Forsyth all the way to the top right now. Next time around, we've got 5 to go here, so we'll see what these drivers are able to do. You see a lot of people making some big moves. Here's our championship rivals right there, right side by side here in the 4th and 5th position. So we have 5 to go here at Michigan. Oh, you see the 131 there. He got the run and went to the bottom. I think that maybe thought the 27 thought he was going to come across his nose. He reacted to it. That cost him a little bit of momentum. So I'd say now you got Charles and Craig here up front here fighting for the lead. Charles holding the inside, Craig on the top. Right behind them, Eric Schaus is right on the back bumper. He's going to jump to the top. Oh, contact between the two, the 120 and the 131. Looks like they keep it together though. I say again, Eric Schaus running the top line here. I don't know if there's going to be enough momentum to make that top work here though. But I say they're going to try it, and I say we're going to jump to the blimp view because everybody is all over the place right here. So there's a lot to try to keep an eye on here, and I say this is probably going to be the best angle to do that for the moment. But right now, here comes Charles Johnson off of turn number 4, coming around to 3 to go. You see on the inside though, here comes Jack Walls. He's making another charge. Still got Craig Forsyth in that second spot, running the middle line. Eric Schaus trying to make the top work, hasn't had it work yet. So he's going to at some point have to try something a little different, I feel like, because they just don't think there's enough pace on that top side to make it happen. So we'll see if anybody's going to try that over-under move. We see Eric Schaus, he's going to jump. Oh, see Jim Brooks there. He's got sent to the inside here. So we have 2 to go. He's trying to hang on to. Oh, he's not going to hang on to it. Heavy contact for the 76. He's going up and around. I think this is going to bring out a yellow. Yep, there it is. Yellow is out. Oh, Jim Brooks not able to get back on his wheel, so he's going to have to take a tow. And that is going to put us into green-white checkered territory. So, oh man, we're going to have to take a deep breath here. Say we're going to regroup. I think everybody's going to be okay on fuel. Looking at the numbers, Charles Teed might be a little close in that 27 car. He's got right now 30 laps on his fuel tank. So we'll see. But Charles Johnson, though, is showing as our race leader at the time of the yellow. Craig Forsyth in second. And then Eric Schaus in that 3rd spot. So we'll let these drivers catch up to the pace car. And let's see what the pit strategies are going to be. Or is it going to be all about track position? Or do some of these drivers possibly need a little bit more fuel? I don't think tires are going to come into play. I think at this point it's going to be... I think it's going to be a track position game. But I feel like Charles Teed might be going to have to make a pit stop here. Just because I don't think he can go that many more restarts in that number 27 machine. And you are not wrong, Rachel. This is crazy. This is wild. So these drivers are going after it completely right now. So we'll have to wait and see what the plans are going to be. I think we're going to see again. I think we'll see a lot of drivers stay out here, but we'll wait and see. So you see the pace car coming through the pit entry zone, and looks like Charles Teed, and got a few behind him. Looks like Ryan Wachter, David Patton. So just those drivers at the moment. Oh, looks like actually Dwight Plush, Chris Jabot, and Gary Corley also in the pits. So yeah, so say up for the leaders though, looks like just Charles Teed, Ryan Wachter, and David Patton. Those 3 are in the pits from 10th, 11th, and 12th. And David Leclerc, he's going to be back on the lead lap here. He just got the wave around in that number 50 machine. So he's going to get back on the lead lap. That's going to give us 13 cars on the lead lap. And again, this is going to be green-white checker attempt number 1. And that's going to still keep the door open possibly for Michael Spell, who's sitting 1 lap down at the moment. He could possibly get back onto the lead lap if there's another caution. Then yeah, I should probably go back and see what all happened to bring that caution out with that number 76 car. Apologies. right, so you see the three almost 4 wide right there with him too. He's right behind the 34. Let's see, looks like he just steps out on him there, and so you can see he's same thing we've seen before. They have to go through the grass, and just as he was about to get it, it just kind of stepped away from him, and that's where that heavy contact came. And so yeah, so unfortunately there's the big shot for the 76 car. So just couldn't quite get it to roll through the grass. We've seen a few drivers have to do it a couple times tonight. Just that trial will just seems like it gets loose off of 4, and that's just unfortunately catches some of these drivers out here. Alright, so lights are off on the pace car. This is going to be green white checker attempt number 1 of up to 3. So remember, if a caution comes out before the leaders get to the white flag, they will stack them back up, line them up where the caution came out, try it up to 2 more times. However, on that 3rd attempt, if a caution comes out before they get to the white flag, they will freeze the field, and that will be the finish of the race. However, again, in all of those situations, if they can get to the white flag before a caution occurs, they'll race back to the finish. So we'll see if it's going to be just the attempt number 1, or if we might need 2 or 3 for it tonight. Let's say it's going to be up to that 28 again of Charles Johnson. He's going to have control of the restart here, so we're going to watch from his gearbox. Once that pace car ducks in, he's going to have control of when to go. And it's going to be up to Craig Forsyth, Eric Schaus to try to be as quick on the throttle as they can. And we'll see, and there he goes. He's on it. And you see Craig, you see how quickly that car gets smaller and smaller. Just again, he's able to get on that gas as quick as possible. So now the question is, how close are the 2 behind him? So yeah, right now I'd say, again, we talked about how quick these cars suck up to each other. So Craig's definitely going to get to the back of the 28 probably by about turn 3. The question is going to be, where can he go with it? And then also, where's that 72 of Eric Schaus going to go as they come through the backstretch? You see Eric already going to the top. But we'll see as they come through 3 and 4. Craig's got to the back of that 28 car. He's going to jump to the top. Eric's going to go to the middle right now. It's like he's going to try to stay tucked up. No, he's going to go from the... He's kind of just trying to say, it looked like he's going to go from bottom to top. Then he decides to stay towards the middle, but that's actually going to open the door. Oh, we see the 77, close contact possibly between himself and the 131. Right now, say we're going to go 3 wide, though, through 3 and 4 for the lead here. We are in the final lap, so we're going to race it back to the finish. But right now, say I think Charles Johnson's in a pretty good position on the inside line. Oh, he gets loose, though. He's able to hang on to it. Now it's going to be all about, contact behind them. I'm not sure who's going to get it at the line. We have a big wreck at the finish, trying to jump around and see who got the win. It's not going to be those 2. Who got the win here? Or was that actually at the finish line when this all happened? Oh, my goodness. So I think we broke the game simulation. Alright, let's go back and see where the start-finish line was in relation to all of this, because I don't know who won this race. Alright, let's see here. So you see the 28 on the inside. So looks like contact between the 77 and the 131. That gets them up against each other. And so now it's just all about where's that start-finish line here. So we're waiting for that contact. There's the contact for Charles. And he's going up around on his side. And I gotta find a better angle for this. This is wild. So, I mean, it's showing on my end that it's Charles Johnson, Craig Forsyth, and then Eric Schaus. But that, oh my goodness. So I'm not sure where everybody's marked to say. It might be that rear wing, possibly, of the number 28 that crossed the line before the front nose of the 131. Let's go and pull up the standings here so we can at least see what the intervals were. That'll help us out here. All right, so it is showing Charles Johnson as the race winner by 9 thousandths of a second over the 72 of over the 131 of Craig Forsyth, and then Eric Schaus in third, 200, almost 300ths of a second there behind. So that's going to be one of the crazier finishes we've seen. So yeah, we're going to go with those, and let's pull up our top three. And man, that's a wild one. All right, so we're going to go with our, in theory, third place finisher again. I mean, on the plus side, looks like he was able to finish on his wheel. So let's grab this number 72 of Eric Schaus there. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't know if I've been a part of a crazier finish in a race than that one tonight.
Yeah, that was pretty good watching Charles go win it upside down. Yeah, I had a figure. I figured something was going to happen there at the end, so I was just trying to give a little bit more room to the lead two, which got me through clean and snagged me that third versus what probably would have been a fourth.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, you were able. I wasn't sure where you were going to go there, because it's just obviously just with these cars, it's just kind of pretty wild, obviously. And then I was like, if it was like a Talladega type finish here, you would have probably been able to sneak around there, because it looks like you were one of the few to just make it by there. Well, actually, I don't know if let's keep watching. I don't know if you actually made it through or not.
I crossed the line clean, but as soon as I got to the other side, I ate a bunch of cars.
Yeah, no, yeah, I see that now. So it looks like pretty much all of you guys, yeah, pretty wild finish. But so I mean, that was not a uneventful race for you. I mean, obviously able to get the pole position, so that was huge for the bonus point there. Got some laps led, but I'll say it was wild. I mean, I'll say obviously with this kind of track, you guys can race real aggressively. But I mean, you had the contact where you had to go to the back. I think at the one point, I think it was contact between you and the 28, and then pit entry contact where you had to use a faster pair there. And then at one point, I think you and the 6 possibly that contact. You had to go through the grass to save the car. So yeah, it wasn't not a Sunday afternoon drive for you, I don't feel like, tonight.
Yeah, very eventful race. I felt like everything that could happen anything that could happen to me happened. So I'm pretty happy with the third place after how much bad luck was kind of getting thrown my way. Yeah, I had that when I was leading it the first time. I had I think it was net code between me and Charles spun me, so I lost that. And then I contacted Charles going into the pits. That was my fault. He was braking a little bit harder than I anticipated, and I didn't brake hard enough and kind of went into the back of him. It didn't look like it hurt him too bad, and it really only cost me a faster pair in a couple seconds, so it wasn't the end of the world. And then again, when I fought my way back up to the front for the second or third time there, and I was leading again, and unfortunately just had some contact. I got to go watch the replay on that one. But I feel like I've been back to front, and so with that, I'm happy with the third.
I'll say at least like you said, you're able to finish with the front though at the end of it. But I mean, and again, I'll say, I mean, it was same thing for you and Jack. I mean, you both were back and forth. I mean, Jack at one point was 2 laps down, had to get those laps back to recover to get a good result for himself as well here. So I think you'll gain a few points on him, but I'll say that points battle is going to definitely tighten up between the two of you though going into these final 3 races. So say obviously you got Mosport next, and then you got a couple fast tracks to finish off the season with. I believe Homestead's the finale. I'm blanking on the next to last one, but so say obviously still got a little bit to go. Saying I'm sure you're looking forward though to next week.
Yeah, I've been doing a little practice on Motorsport Park there in Canada, and I feel like I've got a decent time going. I gotta kind of see where everybody else falls out, but the plan is to do well there again. And then Homestead's one of my favorite tracks, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm not sure what the one is in between, but a little bit of practice. I'm pretty confident I can hopefully take this points lead and win the series overall.
Yeah, it should be a pretty exciting one. I'll say also Charles trying to sneak his way into that picture now with getting that win side as well. He was third in points coming in, so he'll close that gap a little bit as well. So yeah, it's gonna be a nice fight though, I think, between the 3 of you for sure for this title. So that being said though, I'll say before I let you go, obviously with that wild finish tonight, definitely want to give you an opportunity. Any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for grabbing that third place run tonight?
Yeah, thanks to you guys at Green White Checker TV for broadcasting. Thanks to Area 51. Thanks to my wife, who I'm not sure if she got to watch tonight. She's working, so don't know if she had the chance to sneak off and watch a little bit. And thanks to my father-in-law and son or brother-in-law if they were watching. I know they've been watching the last couple. So appreciate everybody's support.
Yeah, Rachel's able to peek in a little bit here and there, and so saying you might have to calm her down a little bit because she definitely had her nerves worked up a little bit there. That was some wild racing. I had to catch my breath a few times with the racing you guys were putting on, so it was a really exciting show. Congrats again on grabbing that third though tonight.
Thanks.
All right, let's hunt down our second place finisher there, Craig Forsyth. So he's hiding around here somewhere. Let's pull up that number 131 here. Looks like he ended the race in the pits there, so let's see how he wound up down there as we have a chat with him. Alright, pull up Craig Forsyth to say, so obviously had a chance there to talk to Eric Schaus there, grabbing third to say, you made it across the line, and then from there it didn't go so well for you, but I mean, at least you crossed the line before all this went down, but that was a wild race tonight. I mean, take us through your point of view tonight.
I think that was the most NASCAR-ish race we've ever done because that was some tight bumper rubbing all night long.
I think it's a good way of putting it, actually. I'll say it was definitely a NASCAR-ish IndyCar race tonight. I saw a couple really big moves some drivers are putting, kind of doing that, like the over-under, if you will, like kind of run the top off of 2 or off of 4 and then cut down to the inside, just get right to the edge of that white line to kind of use the momentum and try to get to that bottom side. So, I mean, there was a lot of big action going on. Again, a lot of drivers had various incidents throughout the race. I mean, how crazy was it for you? I think you had a couple back to forths as well, and then I know you at one point you were going for the full fuel strategy call on when you were just at the edge of the fuel window. But the restart looked like it didn't work out for you because you were pretty far off the pack before that yellow came out and kind of threw it out the window, it seemed like.
Yeah, it wasn't the best timing of that yellow, that's for sure, but or that caution. But no, I'd said from the start that I was going for it tonight because it hasn't been the best of luck. So the goal tonight was get to the end and cross that finish line first. Came close, and I'm sure as heck looking forward to Mosport next week because that's my home. So welcome to Canada, boys.
Yeah, so that's going to be a fun one. So that's a wild track, especially with these Indy cars. I mean, you could probably describe it a little bit too, just from racing it. And I'm guessing you've also all have been able to probably hopefully catch some races there too. But that's a roller coaster of a track. I think it's a good way to describe what the elevation changes and everything you have to do there. So, is there anything that you kind of have in mind for prepping for that one, or is it just kind of just getting some laps in and get comfortable with it all?
Get in laps and remind myself what the track is. It's been a while, but no, it's that's a fun track. Looking forward to it. I mean, this was a fun track. I didn't expect the pack racing to be this tight, so that was a surprise and pleasant. I think it worked out. I mean, there were a few too many crashes, but that's what fast repairs lead to.
Yeah, it keeps people in the mix. Sometimes, obviously, like I said, it might add a few more crashes, but it's also nice because it gives people another chance should something happen to them during the race, not of their doing or things of that nature. So, before I let you go though, Craig, congrats on the second place. Like you said, I think you're about 9 thousandths short of getting the win. I'll say, and you might have to go measure that rear wing of that 28 car Charles Johnson because I don't know. It seemed like he had a bit of a stretch there to get across the line first. So I'll say it was definitely a wild finish though. So congrats on the second, and definitely want to give you any chance though for thanks and shouts you'd like to give for that runner up tonight.
Just got to thank the guys. It's Area 51's a good league if you want to do the IndyCar race and do the fast ovals with a few roads thrown in. This is a good league for doing that. It's definitely taught me a lot when it comes to the oval racing.
All right, well, congrats again on that second place. Good job getting through there at the end. And I look forward to catching you next week at Mosport. And like I said, you have to show these Americans what you got to do up there.
We'll see if I can keep up with Eric and. Assuming Chad comes, we'll have the road racers come out, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're probably right. So, congrats again. I look forward to watching you though tomorrow or next week though. All right, that's the 131 of Craig Forsyth. Unfortunately, finishes the race there on his lid. And unfortunately, not going to have any burnouts either for this number 28 of Charles Johnson. We'll go back just a little bit so you can see how wild this finish was. You see Charles got a little loose, it looked like off of 4, but able to bring it to the flag here at the end. Was that probably the wildest race you've been a part of this season, and probably just in general, Charles?
It was, Gail. That was fun. I was my adrenaline was wide open at the end of that race. Back in the day, I used to have this Pinto. You could pull the emergency brake on, do a 360, release it, keep going. I figured I'd try that coming to the finish line tonight in that Indy car. I throwed it up in reverse, done a 180, and come across the start finish line in the lead in reverse. What do you think about that?
It was definitely a way to finish the race. I would say it was a wild one. I was watching, trying to see as close as I could to see where it actually wound up between yourself. It was close between yourself and Craig Force. I think 9,000ths of a second. I was joking with him, it's like you're gonna have to measure that rear wing of that number 28 car, because it just somehow you're able to squeak around him there. Well, actually, I should say just stay ahead of him there to get to the line at the end. But I mean, same thing for you. It was a lot of these drivers. It was kind of an up and down night for a lot of drivers. Had to work your way back up from the back to the front, and we saw a lot of big moves being made. And you were one of those drivers that had to do the same thing, just find a way to get back to the front and make that charge at the end. I mean, what did you? I mean, was there anything that stood out for you? Like, it looked like tires definitely did come into play, because I saw some kind of comers and goers as the run progressed. But was there anything that stood out the most to you though with the race tonight?
Couple things. I did do an early pit stop and took tires, and then on that last pit stop, I took fuel only, which put me up, I think, 7th, 8th, 9th, somewhere in there. And then I realized that I could pass cars in that second lane in the high line, but once I got in the lead, they couldn't pass me if I stayed low. They were trying to get a draft on me and pass, but I could blow by them up there. It was the craziest thing. I'd get a run on them down the front stretch, and then going into 1 and 2, I could just pass them in that second line. Every now and then there would be a driver that would come up across that line, and I would run up, and it would kind of break my run, and then I'd have to try it again the next lap. But that was something that stood out for me. I'm not sure why they couldn't do the same thing I was doing. I don't know if it was their steering offset or what, but I was passing them in the high line in 1 and 2, and then when I got to the lead, I just stayed low, and they just couldn't seem to get around me.
Well, I say you did what you had to do there. I mean, as like you said, you were quick, and like you said, it was tough to make that top line work on some drivers. You were one of those ones that was difficult to pass from the top, so. You did what you needed to do there. Unfortunately, not able to do any burnouts though tonight. Say with that car pinned up against the wall, but say the crowd's got a pretty good view of you here on the front stretch, so you're able to. Again, that's one of the wildest finishes I've ever seen, though, broadcasting or just being a part of it in general. So even cooler though is I caught Lynn was catching some of the race as well, so it was fun to see that she was able to watch you get the win here tonight as well. So I know you've been busy working hard, and so it's nice to be able to get a break and do some racing and also be able to pull off the win here. So definitely got to congratulate you again on that one, Charles, and definitely give you the floor here for any thanks and shouts I'd like to give for pulling off the win this evening.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Lynn was tickled. She thought that was funny. I got stuck in the fence there and still won the race. She got a kick out of that. But I do want to talk about. At first, I want to say I appreciate everyone coming out and watching us run. Appreciate all the drivers. If you hadn't noticed, our racing is getting really, really a lot better than it was at the first of the season. Drivers are buying into our vision, so I do want to say thank you and appreciate that. Showing a lot of respect to each other, which is what we want in this league. And I want to tell the fans out there, look out for this off season. We're going to have some all-star races where we're going to pick a set of drivers that are have won a pole, have won a race, or won a championship. We're going to put all of them in some races together and let them go run for some money. Not going to give away the surprise on how much money it is, but it's definitely going to be fun for those drivers. And then we're going to do some paid races in all 3 series during the off season. And that's going to be fun. And we're going to give away some prizes. Butt Kicker is one of our sponsors. They're going to give away 3 of those butt kickers. We're going to put some drivers who ran every race in each series in a bucket and draw some names. So got some exciting things going on during the off season and getting ready for next season. And looking forward to it. Looking forward to some really hard, clean racing over the next month or two.
No, that sounds awesome. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun. So you make me jealous that I'm stuck here in the booth. Can't join the party with you guys as much as I'd like to. But no, I'd say I love what you guys have been doing with the league. So you obviously picked up some sponsors like Butt Kicker on there being on board. So yeah, this will be some lucky winners being able to win one of their setups over there. And yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun to see the All-Star race, which you guys got in store for that one, and of course for Season 6 as well. And like I said, definitely don't want to give away some of the spoilers because I think that's going to be a lot of fun to see the reaction once you guys do announce it. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. So I'm glad to be a part of this league. You guys have been doing a great job. It's a blast to be able to join you all pretty much 3-4 times a night, or 3-4 times a week, I should say. So yeah, so on the admin side though, Charles, again, congrats on the win. So you're definitely going to close the points gap a little bit as well coming into these final 3 races. So see if you can give Eric and Jack here a run for their money coming to the season 5 finale.
That's the game plan. I want to at least, my goal was to finish in the top 5. With my job and the hours I work and everything, it's hard to stay focused and practice, and the expectations of winning a championship is pretty low, but I find myself in contention, so I'm going to give it my all over the next few weeks for sure.
I'll say enjoy it tonight though, Charles, and say see if you can find some time to rest between all the work you've been doing. But yeah, enjoy this one, and say I look forward to chatting again with you here soon.
And appreciate you, Gail. We love you.
Thanks, sir. All right, that's our race winner, Charles Johnson, somehow finding a way to still pull off the victory despite being backwards. And saying, just for those that maybe didn't see it, we'll pull it up one more time here. So we'll grab that camera angle so you can see just how crazy it was. Actually, let me go back a little further. And I'd say I think camera angle maybe plays a little bit of tricks on you, but you can see here. So I think possibly, I'm not sure where the 28 car, where that came through to give him the win there, but those are our top 3. They're all bundled together wildly. So with that though, we got to pull up our race results for the evening. So you showed it a little bit there a second ago. Let's get the official results though. So Charles Johnson getting the win, Craig Forsyth in second, 9 thousandths away. As they were flying through the air there for the finish. Eric Schaus in third, Benjamin Combs fourth, Jack Walls is going to round out our top 5, and then behind them you've got Jason Bridges, Bud Steele, John Burrell brings home an 8th position, James Ledford and Charles Teed finish up the top 10. And you see a little further back, you have David Patton, Ryan Wachter, David Leclerc, Michael Spell, and some of these drivers unfortunately caught up with incidents at the end. Christopher Kresge, Dwight Plush, Jim Brooks, Chris Jabot, Gary Corley, and Nicholas Snuck. And then say the last 2 here, Nick Fleury and Jared Konzinski wasn't able to make the start, and Nick unfortunately had that early incident, retired afterwards it looks like, but say definitely would not be surprised to see Nick up front in these future races as well. He's been one to definitely keep an eye on, one of the newer members I think of the league, but definitely a quick driver here. So with that though, a wild finish tonight here at Michigan. Congrats again to our top 3, Charles Johnson, Craig Forsyth, and Eric Schaus. Next week they'll be heading over to Canada, run over at the Canadian Motorsports Park, I believe it's called, or Mosport. So that's a really fun track. A lot of elevation change. And with these Indy cars, it's wild. Everything happens so quickly. So these drivers are going to be having their hands full to try to keep the cars on the track. It'll be a lot of fun to be a part of that one as well next week. So that being said, though, I'll be back tomorrow night with the 87 Cup Series. So for those of you that are looking forward to those ones, I'll catch you tomorrow night on them. And of course, Thursday night for the Cup Series. And then we'll be back again on Sunday for the Super Speedway Cup Series. So until tomorrow night, hope you all have a wonderful evening. If you can, of course, please try to stay home, stay safe, wash your hands. And until tomorrow, have a good night.